Hi, good morning. I am so sorry about that, guys. Um, I'm out of breath. My kid just started to cry in the middle of today. Just start crying. She had a nightmare, so I'm so sorry about that. I'm so out of breath, guys. Oh, what a way to start a stream. Hi, hello, everyone. Um, let's see. Let's look at the chat. Miley was here. She's so excited to do some early morning writing. I am so sorry. I am out of breath, guys. I just ran up the stairs. Leah was here, but she had a appointment. And Ian's here. Hi, Ian. And Anna's also here. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, I am here. Like literally right before the stream was supposed to start, my toddler started screaming. She had a nightmare. Um, and then my husband called to ask for a favor. Um, he asked me to look for something in his office. I found it. All the stuff was happening, and now I am so out of breath. So out of breath. Um, so good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. It's Wednesday, and we're gonna do some writing. I should introduce myself, but most of you guys know who I am. My name is Belle Brooke. I'm working on draft 2 today. Um, and what am I exactly doing? Oh, I have a scene that I'm writing after a very action-packed scene. It's kind of like that piece after a lot of things was happening. And so what are you guys working on? Let me know in the chat. Um, while I catch my breath. Dear God, that was a sprint. It was a sprint up the stairs, guys. Let's see. Miley is ready to go, and we're going to do that in a couple of minutes. What are you working on today, Miley, if you don't mind me asking? Um, oh, my goodness. I am so out of breath. She said, working on Coast of Bone, we just entered a new act. Okay, which act? Are you on the second act by any chance? I'm also, if you are doing the second act, I am also in that, and it is a mess, but we're working through it. Ian says, I'm happy to do my day job. Writing will have to wait until tonight. Yeah, that's okay. Sometimes we have to, not sometimes, we have to do our responsibility first before anything else. We just make time for the things that we love to do because it keeps us sane. At least that's what I do. So, um, Anna is making breakfast and then working on my reverse outline. Ooh, what are you making? Um, reverse outline. Is it the same for the same project that you were working on last time? I also, guys, Anna sometimes does morning sprints, live writing sprints. I love going on her channel too, because I honestly get a lot of work done when she does her morning streams. And then Miley says only, I think I'm in the third act. Oh, okay. But it's a mess, and this might be a 5-act story. Oh my. Okay. Well, I hope to read it soon one day. Miley, I wouldn't mind being a beta reader because you write amazing. So, and Anna says she's doing the same for the same project. She's going quite slow. That is okay. I think sometimes I've been like, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but sometimes I put like deadlines on myself to finish a project that doesn't really need any deadlines. I just want to speed through the process, but sometimes I think slowing down is a good thing. It has more thought into it, and I need to tell myself that a lot, especially in the author tube space, because I feel like I'm racing for no reason, and there's no race. I create it in my head, you know. Um, let's see. Well, hold me to the September draft. We'll see, and it's okay if you have to like change that deadline for yourself. I told myself like I have to finish by the end of July for the second draft. But as I'm rewriting the second draft, I've been giving myself a little bit more grace because if I rush, I end up hating it. So, and I'm someone who I'm finding out that I write a chapter and then I edit and then I move on. And maybe you shouldn't do that. I don't know, but there's no right way of doing things. So, um, but that process seems to be working for me and I enjoy it much better when I do it like that. And I'm doing my best to take it slow. Like I cannot race against an invisible something. You know what I mean? So, and it says, yes, tell me why I said I had to finish this in June. For who? Exactly. Like for who? It's just, it's for us, you know. It's good. I think that having a deadline is good because it holds you accountable, right? But I think there needs to be a little bit of flexibility there when we do this to ourselves because then it just, oh, it's so much pressure. And then we feel like crap about it, right? At least for me, because I find myself being a perfectionist. But it's okay to be flexible. Like it's okay to have deadlines. Just be flexible. Allow yourself to take it slow if needed. And you know, I don't know. That's just me. I process like a draft. It's like draft a little bit, brainstorm. The next part, draft that, process about the world building, brainstorm that, and the next part, repeat. That's and that's okay. I think that if that process works for you, Miley, that's a really if it works, then that's good. Like why change it, right? I also find myself brainstorming here and there. But if I linger too long on that, I just make a note to myself to, hey, you need to clarify this. And if you guys ever see my document, there's a lot of little notes of what I need to clarify. Even if I've already edited it, I'll still make little notes for future me to fix. So there's that. So we're going to start writing in a little bit. We're going to do two 25-minute sprints if that's okay with you all. I find that that time is like good for me. So we're going to put this up here. Let's see what Miley says before we go. The beauty and at least of a zero draft is saying do this. The bracket. That is so real. That is so real. Um, or I'll just put it in all caps, like think of something here, you know, or put name here. Sometimes you have to put placeholders there until you finally think about it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do a 25-minute sprint. Um, and hopefully my heart stops like racing against my chest after running. I'm sure the coffee isn't helping, but I already ate breakfast, so it's totally fine. It'll balance out in my system. So without further ado, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start. If you guys see me like bopping my head, it's because lately I've been loving house music and some EDM in the morning. So don't mind my head bobbing, okay? All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start. Good luck, everyone. Okay, guys, hello. How did you guys do with that first sprint? Um, I did actually pretty good. Um, I wrote 453 words. Initially, it was a little rough because I suck at dialogue, but I am doing my best. So, um, it went actually really well. As I kept on writing, it became more natural. I think sometimes we just need to ease into writing. The first part was really rough, so I'll have to edit that later. How did you guys all do? Um, let's see. A couple of friends came and stopped by. Hannah's here and she's ready to write. I also saw on your Instagram that you posted you were writing this morning, so it's so good to see you here. Scylla is here. She jumped right in. And Mick is here too. She said, hello, I'm happy to pause and catch a part of this. I'm about to make breakfast and write. Ooh, what are you making for breakfast, Mick? Charlie says, hi, friends. I can't join because I gotta work. Boo. Wishing everyone good luck and we'll be writing with you in spirit. It's always good that somebody stops by just to say hello. And it says, nice work. How did you do with your reverse outline, Anna? Did you make any progress? And Scylla says, haven't started writing yet, but wrapping up some day job tasks so I can take a couple of hours to sink back into the draft. Scylla, can you remind us what you're working on, what your project is? We would love to know. And Miley says she wrote 111 words and breakfast has been eaten. Ooh, what did you make, Miley? Because y'all are making me hungry again with all this breakfast talk. I had a little bit of breakfast already, but I can eat a lot, guys. Like, I can eat a lot. So, and y'all are making me hungry. And it says I got more scenes described. Cool. Are you still working on like the locations and the places, or are you now like really getting into the scene? Would love to know. Miley, Nutella bagel? Girl, that sounds so good. I typically, with my bagel, I tend to do avocado toast with that, but Nutella sounds so good. I haven't had those in so long. But whenever I used to get Nutella, I would get it from Costco and they always have like the big jars and sometimes I don't know what to do with it afterwards. And if I bought a jar like that, my kids are gonna go crazy. So I try to avoid it whenever I can, but I do miss it. Annie did some brainstorming. Annie finished, like you finished your draft, right? If I remember correctly, and now I think you're brainstorming something new. Can you tell us what you're working on now? Um, I would love to know. And it says, yes, location is still one of the columns in my spreadsheet. You're so organized. I wish it was that organized, but I'm not. Let's see. Zilla says, I'm working on an adult horror novel about a sentient hotel who has trapped a tight-knit group of friends. The extreme meets the shining with a hint of A24. I love A24 films. So that actually, I could almost feel the vibes, like kind of dark, you know, dark and artistic. I love that. You know, that kind of reminds me of Stephen King's, God, what was that one? Something Rose? Oh my gosh, now I have to look it up, guys. Hold on, let me get my phone. Um, Stephen King, Rose, Rose Red. It reminds me of Rose Red by Stephen King. I don't know if you guys have read it, but I actually watched it. It used to, way back when, I don't know if this is telling of my age, but it used to be a show and I watched all of it. It was so good. But that kind of reminds me of Rose Red. Such a good show. The house was sentient or possessed. One of those. And he says, girl, I don't even know what I'm doing. I have like 5 options. Well, what are your options? Do all of them. Yeah, do all of them. Miley says, yeah, my mom didn't buy it much when I was a kid because I could go through the whole thing in like 2 days. Yes, girl. Like, I swear, my kids, if they saw a jar of chocolate, they'll just take their hands and just eat it from their fingers. I don't blame them because I used to do the same. Yeah, they are my kids after all. So, but I have a feeling like if we got one, my toddler would dip like raw carrots in there and just eat it as is. I don't blame her. I love carrots too. She is truly my daughter. Zilla says, I have not seen it, but we love a possessed location. Yeah, it is. It was a really good show. And I'm pretty certain it was based on Stephen King's work. It was scary. And back then, before I guess American horror had its time, that show was a big deal back then in regular TV, not even cable, I believe. So crazy, crazy times, but I do miss shows like that. Miley says meant to end that with a fiend, but ending with I was like, yes, it was. I love that. We love to be a little high maintenance here, right? It's okay. At least for me, I think it's great to have some standards. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and jump into the next sprint. But before we do, Hannah says, sorry to leave so soon, but I have to get ready for work. Pray for me. All this book is a hot mess. Have fun at work. Also, you got this. You're an amazing writer, Hannah. And I know that your vision will come together. Okay. You're meant to write this book. Okay. All right. Zilla says, prayers and thoughts, Hannah. Prayers and thoughts for everyone, to be honest, right? We are doing something that not a lot of people are doing, right? So we all need the support. So we are going to go ahead and start our next sprint because I'm ready for it. So, all right, guys, get ready to write. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's start. Also, don't mind me vibing. I'm really liking the house music I'm listening to. Okay, let's write. you guys couldn't hear me. Okay, sorry. I was saying that that surprised me because I was jamming out to the music that was playing. Aw, thanks, guys. Yeah, I was muted. I didn't realize until I started talking. Um, but I did pretty good, I believe. I was really getting into the dialogue. It's coming a lot more naturally with these two characters I have. I wrote 407 words, so I think that that's pretty good. What about you guys? How did you guys do? 231 words for Miley. Yay! Really cool. Is it, you're in Act 3, right? How is it feeling for you, Miley, now that you have some Nutella and tea in your system? Um, Anna says, I did a few more scenes and then logged on to work. Ooh, good job. You're like multitasking, Anna. That's amazing. And Ian said, just did my job. Sigh. It's okay because you're gonna have time to write later on. I feel like sometimes I use writing as like a reward for myself. I don't know if you guys do that. It's like a little treat sometimes, but then other days it makes me want to pull out my hair. So I don't know if you guys feel that way sometimes. Um, Miley says, I've been writing so much dialogue. OMG, everyone is so sad. Oh, what are you doing to your characters? I am enjoying the dialogue that I'm writing too. My protagonist is very uh, socially awkward. She misses a lot of social cues because she was isolated for so long. The only person she's really talked to was her brother, but her brother was taken, and so she misses a lot of social cues, and a lot of her stuff is awkward, which is okay because I'm pretty awkward too. But at the same time, I don't know how to convey that awkwardness on paper. So that's been a little bit of a challenge. Maya says, girl, I'm just getting started on their torture. They've been spoiled so far. You are their god, Miley, I swear. So I'm so glad that you guys joined me today. Before we go, because we are only doing 2 sprints and it's almost 8:15, I have to go hit the gym. Not that I have to, I want to, and I feel like my body needs it. It's been raining really hard here in Texas, and there has been no sunshine. I don't know if you guys could see some light over here, but the sun is finally here, and I want to enjoy it and want to sweat outside and just feel good. Because when it's dark and dreary, it's awesome to read and write, but also I get really down. And we're all basically plants and we need sunlight. So, what are you guys going to do the rest of the day? Let me know. Um, Miley says, if you want tips on awkward to ice here, I'll ask you for help later because, girl, there's it's 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 hard sometimes to write. Like I'm awkward, but I'm not that awkward. You know what I mean? And it says, get that self-care. So besides work, guys, what are you all up to? Like I said, I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna get some sunshine. I'm literally gonna go barefoot outside with my kids. Hopefully we don't step on mud, but probably will. Um, and just enjoy the sunshine and enjoy not having construction workers in our house because the renovations, living under a construction zone sucks butt, guys. It's stressful. But I'm trying my best to adapt. Melody says, thank you so much. It's been lovely spending the morning with you. I'm going to hop on another way and write more. Me too. Do you know if there's any streams today? If not, I'm going to see you on Discord and ask you to sprint with me. Ian says, I'll be working until 3 and then writing into my week-long blog. Ooh, can't wait to see it. I love, Ian, I think you're going to have like a stream coming up, right? I can't wait for it. It'll be your debut, and I will be there supporting you. I can't wait for that. Maya says, I love love the barefoot life. We're always barefoot outside, and my husband is big on grounding. And if you guys haven't guessed already, Um, we live a little bit of a crunchy life. And crunchy, if those that don't know, I guess it's more like hipster, hippie lifestyle that we live out here. We're outside of the city. We have a lot of land. My husband and I are very into wellness and natural stuff. So I make my own tinctures and all that stuff, and he loves doing a lot of natural things too. So if you guys don't know, that's a little bit about me. Um, and it says, I think my husband and I are going to on our wedding day this week. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. Hearts for you guys. That is so cute. My husband doesn't write, but he reads a lot, so we do reading dates. Um, but he reads like serious stuff, and I don't read serious stuff. He reads a lot about marketing, politics, and religion. I love the religion part because I love all that stuff. I think it's interesting. Wow, Miles says trouble me will be streaming. Okay, cool, awesome. I'll be there then after I work out. And Miles says, I love that. Me too. That's so cute. Awesome. Thanks. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you guys later. And the Troublemakers are having a stream. So if I finish my workout in time, I will be joining you, Miley, there. And I can't wait to see y'all all over the internet. And yeah, I'll see you guys maybe next Wednesday. We'll see. All right. Bye.